Work Besties, welcome back to a highly requested Corporate Confessions. What is Corporate Confessions, you ask? I'm going to tell you. It's a time where Work Besties in our online community share their workplace secrets. Something that's happened at work that perhaps they wouldn't want their employer to know, their fellow colleagues to know, but we know. And we're going to read them today. Just so we're all clear, these are not my confessions. These are not things that happen to me at work or within my workplaces. We're just going to react to them, okay? These are our Work Besties confessions, and maybe you have a workplace confession that you'd like to offer up for some entertainment. They all say anonymous. I should also mention that. Every confession that's been shared with me has remained anonymous and will stay that way. So if you're like, whose is that? I'm not going to tell you. All right? Cool. Shall we start? I tipped off a former employer to poach back one of our guys. We weren't doing right by him. So that's interesting. You poached someone, took him in, realized we're probably not giving him the best shot or the best deal or whatever it is. He should go back. And then so you contacted the former employer to be like, you should poach him back. Interesting. That sounds like a lot of logistics there. That's okay. I clock in from home before I drive into work as a protest against their decision to remove work from home days. So you're adding your commute into your working hours and you clock in. You can clock in from home. Like, do you set your, I have questions. So you log in your laptop and work hours are logged somehow that way? Or I have follow-ups. I brought up an issue that management had dismissed for months. In a meeting, our director joined and it was resolved in 3 days. Honey, that doesn't sound like a confession. That just sounds like being very strategic. I ordered wings for the office, dropped them on the ground, and still fed the wings to the office. Now that's a good one. I assume no one knew. Also, did you have to pick off earth and ground things from them before placing them back in so no one would suspect? You know, you don't have a little rock or a little hair or grass or dirt in the wings. That's, okay. I have said no to bad ideas by lying and saying they weren't compliant. No one reads the policies. You're not wrong. Very few people do read the policies. Apparently you read the policies though. So, okay, so you just, I don't like that idea. It's not compliant. Huh. I bet you someone's going to hear that in a meeting and be like, show me the policy. Show me the policy. I've heard this one before. I plotted to get my manager fired and it worked. I'm going to need a lot more detail. Plotted how? And also why? Was your manager... I have a lot of questions about this one. I don't know how to feel about it. I shared my boss was retiring to a room full of people, and this was not yet public info. I don't even know if this one counts as a secret because clearly you're not going to give me those. No, that's too soon. I'm sorry, whoever wrote this. How did your boss respond? That's, okay. I block my summer Friday and write beach as my meeting so I don't get more invites. That's just strategic time blocking. That's what I hear. You're just doing busy work. Maybe it's from the beach, but you're just focused work on Fridays. That's how I'd market that. I make calls with myself to be seen as in a call. I feel like that goes back to the last one of, you don't want to be disturbed. You're kind of, don't bother me. But I also feel like a lot of people say this one as like a confession or a secret or something that they don't want their colleagues or employer to know. But I'm like, this is actually a really productive way to do things because you're time blocking so that you can do really focused work without interruption. I do this all the time. I don't necessarily make calls with myself. I just kind of block my calendar with tasks and things I'm working on. And so it blocks out all of my time and you can see it as busy. I wouldn't classify this as a confession. So if you're someone who does this, I just think that that's productive, you know? Clapping for you. My bosses told me maternity leave wasn't necessary and I should take the weekend to heal and come back on Monday. They were 100% serious. I have so many thoughts on this one. Yikes. I have a reoccurring physio appointment every 6 weeks. It's at the salon. Well, you're fixing something, right? So physio, yeah, okay. I can, has anyone ever called you out on that? You know, do people know that this is also, how long are your physio appointments? Because I don't know about anyone else, but I feel like I sit at the salon for hours, even if I'm doing the smallest of things. Maybe it's because I have a lot of hair, But physio is like an hour appointment. I could never get away with that with a salon appointment. My team lead is out of office for 6 weeks, and I'm enjoying my free time without being out of office. This one actually comes up a lot. Like, people feel a sense of relief when their manager's not there. Actually, no, I feel like you go one way or the other. Your manager's not there, so you feel like less pressure when they're out of office for some reason. It kind of feels like you're on vacation too, even though you're still at work. Or your manager's out, so your support is gone and you kind of panic because you're maybe more reliant on them during the work weeks. You're like, I hope nothing comes up because they're not here. Okay, you're enjoying yourself. Enjoying yourself is never a secret. Well, like maybe in this case. I used to hate filing so much, I just stuck the files wherever and hoped for the best. That's like so relatable, but I'm also like, you are just creating an absolute nightmare for someone who might be you, but it also might be the person who fills your place whenever you choose to leave that job or not choose to leave that job. Whenever your job gets someone else in it. That's relatable though, when you just hate something, so you're like, it'll work out. Let's hope for the best. Oh, the day that comes that you have to sort that out or someone has to sort that out is going to be fun. Sometimes I ignore my and others' mistakes if I don't feel like dealing with them. My exit interview caused my previous manager to get fired. Huh. I would have loved to be a fly on the wall in that exit interview. I'm the one who broke the copier, left it in pieces, and just walked away. I just imagine this being like a great mystery in whatever office you work in. Everyone's like, who did this out of the office? Printer break or copier break. And you're just like, yeah, that was me, but that's my own secret to hold. I resigned the day I got my bonus, no notice. So, that rhymed, nice. So many people do that. Bonus season comes around, you clock out your bonus, and then it's Toodaloo. I take my break a half an hour before everyone else, and I don't start working until they return. Told a client to escalate the issue so that their higher management can complete the long pending project. Is the confession in the room with us? Told the client to escalate the issue so the higher management. Yeah, sometimes you just got to do that. Sometimes that's just how things need to happen in order for things to get resolved. The fact that someone holds this as like a secret or confession or something that they shouldn't have done, like as if this was wrong, either I'm missing a very important portion of the story, or I think you're holding on to a little bit of guilt that I'm like, that seems absolutely fine to me. I do my 1 hour workout every day while at work. I work remotely. I've seen so many people at the gym lately, mid-set, in a work meeting, like talking through it. They'll be like benching and they'll be like, yeah, and so on the docket this week we're working. And I'm like, honestly, I'm impressed. That is multitasking that I don't think I would be capable of. I've seen so many people taking meetings from the gym lately, and I personally could not do it because I would get so distracted, but okay. Thanks for sharing. Talked my boss into paying for training I need for my next job. That is proactive thinking. That's all I'm going to say to that one. I always know when a layoff is coming because HR calendars aren't set to private. Oh, if you work in HR, maybe you check that your calendars are set to private. Oh my gosh, you can just see everything going on in HR. If someone's getting interviewed, if someone's getting laid off. Wow. I've accepted an offer at a new job, but waiting until I get my bonus to bounce out. Yeah. So many people do this. I feel like it's so common, but no one really talks about it because like it doesn't sound necessarily the best if you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna quit, but once I get my bonus. Which I don't even think that sounds that bad. I'm just like, yeah, I just know so many people that have done that, and I know it's so common that it's like normal in my mind. But okay, congrats on the new job offer. I called my boss during his vacation to give notice and left before his return. 1, contacting anyone on vacation to give notice and then leaving. Like, did your boss answer? Or is it more of, here's my notice while you're out of office, so you'll come back to it and then I just won't be here? Because that's strategic timing and planning. If you're like, yeah, I'm done, and perhaps you don't like your boss and you don't want to ever see them again. But to bother someone while they're on vacation. Moving on. I gave 100% reviews to my team before my maternity leave when management said I couldn't. love that. I did it because I couldn't. Did they allow you to do that? Like, I feel like there would be a follow-up of that where you just like, maternity leave starts in 4 minutes, 100, no one can say anything, I'm gone. First time using the printer, it made 100 copies and I had to panic unplug the machine. So I'm assuming you weren't going for 100 copies because I'm like, oh, 100 copies isn't too. I wonder how many copies you would have had printed if you didn't unplug that machine. Office printers honestly have a whole TV series dedicated to them because they are like the bane of a lot of people's existence. And I feel like so many funny things happen in the office printer or around the office printer, or like that is the focal point of a lot of comical situations, a lot of frustration. Office printers. That should be a series. We desk share at the office have totally changed my booking to avoid certain people. Fair? Yeah. So I'm assuming you can like see where everyone is who's kind of like booked into whatever. Okay, that's a good one. I feel like a lot of us would do that low key, but like wouldn't admit to it because yeah, you just kind of keep that to yourself. Thanks for sharing. Traveling and working abroad when I'm supposed to be at home. Where are you traveling and working abroad? I have questions. How's that going? Once I shredded packets of mail because I didn't want to deal with them. I'm really hoping nothing was important in those packets of mail. Did you like gander at, oh, I wonder what these things are, or were you just like everything in this pile into the shredder? Immediately not dealing with this. Okay. Okay, I have so many questions that I know aren't gonna get answered, but I have so many. Like how many pieces of mail are we talking here? I replaced the roll in the laminator incorrectly, resulting in a big mess, and I couldn't fix it. Whoops. I accidentally showed my paycheck while sharing my screen on a team meeting. Did anyone comment? Did you get any? Well, pay transparency. I feel like you could be like, oh, I'm just pay transparency. I don't know how I'd play that one off in a meeting if that happened. Whoops. I was ranting about a colleague on Teams and I later shared my screen with that chat open. Karma works in mysterious ways. And I feel like that might have been one of those ways. Message my brand new manager. Give me sex instead of give me a sec. Oh. Oh. Did they respond? Or did you how did you move past this? Do you still work there and are they still your manager? I'm thrilled someone on my team got fired for stealing. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you shouldn't steal. So I feel like that's a fair, fireable offense. I forced an audit report to balance. No one has noticed. I wonder if they even check. I wonder too. Now, I never really thought of it before, but I wonder how many people check. Yeah. Okay. How long ago was that? I'm going deaf, but it isn't as bad as I tell people. So I can ignore people who interrupt me. There's so much going on here. As someone's interrupting you, just plow on through as if you've never even acknowledged that they are speaking. That's a strategy. Claiming expenses back as coffee when it was in fact espresso martinis. That's a reach. Deleted the production database table. These always confuse me because I'm like, how do you not have so many backups? Also, why was it that easy to delete production? I've never worked in a place where it would be that, you'd have to try to delete in prod because you can't make changes there. I always have questions with these ones. I'm like, what kind of processes do you have in place that you could directly impact production to that large of a scale? I didn't mute the meeting and told my daughter on the phone how awful the presentation was. Ooh. Did the presenter just slowly stop talking and just pause? Was everyone just really uncomfy? How did that, what were the next steps like for you at work that day is my question. I crochet during meetings, otherwise I'll check emails and stop paying attention. That honestly I can relate to. Not the crochet part, I don't crochet. But if I am not doing something mindless, I will check emails or get distracted in something. So I actually think that this is a very strategic way to stay kind of engaged and your mind is focused on the meeting and then you're mindlessly doing something else. I like this. I had to pretend I didn't know my work bestie to get a new job. And I need a lot more context there. I used to send my leftover work to myself in the internal mail so it looked like I'd hit my daily target. Is my brain just glitching or am I not I used to send my leftover work to myself in the internal mail, so it looked like I'd hit my daily target. Yeah, work you didn't, but internal mail, so but are you like in a daily target tracker? Now that I am very confused, that's where we're gonna end things. Thank you to every work bestie who threw in a corporate workplace confession. These were interesting, certainly so. If you like this style of video, if you want us to source some more workplace confessions, let me know. We have no shortage of them. And new things are happening every single day, so we can provide if that's what you would like. As always, thank you for being here. I appreciate it so much, and we'll see you in the next video, Work Bestie. Toodaloo.